UFC Fight Night Burns just Brady just took place, and I'm going to go through the recap of the cards and also my picks. I did not do great on picks. I was 5 out of 12 for tonight, so rough night tonight, but it's not bad for a casual, I think. But I'll go over what happened with this card. So first fight of the night: Zigomatis versus or Ramaskas versus Fletcher. Nathan Fletcher took the fight. He came in and he got takedowns on Ramaska, submitted him in the second round. Um, I thought that his previous opponent was very similar to Ramaska, and that Ramaska would give him trouble, especially since he was like a taller, rangier fighter. Um, and he just proved me wrong. Like he went in there, and I feel like he made Ramaskas quit getting his takedowns and stuff like that. And I think it just kind of overwhelmed him, and it let him get that sub in the second round. So great fight for Fletcher. Awesome win for him. Petrosky versus Dylan Budka. It kind of went the way I was expecting. Arlovsky, he got Budka and controls him on the ground for 3 rounds. Kind of a boring fight, and I thought he would like kind of keep it standing to keep it exciting. He just didn't. He kept to his game plan and just got him to the ground, and for almost 15 minutes was just wrestling. Wasn't able to get a submission or anything like that. So he might just need to work on his submission game. But kind of a boring fight. But a win's a win. So good for Andre Petrosky. Guess we'll see more of him. Amarin versus Demopoulos. Amarin wins the fight by armbar. It does seem she was able to get the sub. It looks like she hooked her fingers in the glove of Demopoulos and allowed her to get that armbar. She claimed it was just hand holding, or like because the glove will kind of form like almost like a lip, where you can grab onto it, and that's what she claimed. But there's a couple of screenshots out on Twitter and also on the replay where you can see her hook her fingers into that glove to keep it her arm where it's at, trying to defend that arm bar, allowing her to get it. Amarin wins the fight, and I guess we'll see if anything comes of it. I doubt it. I hope, I always hope for accountability, especially for fighters who are wronged like that, but it's the UFC, and I don't really think they're big on that. Santos versus Yija. So I picked Yija in this fight, and I did say I wouldn't be surprised if Santos would take it. And he did. He had a great first round. He managed the distance with counters, leg kicks, and eventually he knocked Yija down with a Spartan kick and then with a front kick right to the chin. Second round, they both cut each other. Yija's, still in the fight. He got cut in the forehead due to some elbows from the ground and pound, and then Santos got a cut on the cheek. Santos won the second round just because of him getting the ground, landing some good ground and pound. The third round, Yija fails some takedowns, and then ends up in a body triangle for the remainder of the third round and sub attempts from Santos. Great win for Santos. He takes it by decision. Awesome. Andre Lima versus Dos Santos. I chose Lima to win just based off of their performances. So coming in, good shots, both of them throwing. Santos landing a big shot toward the end of the round, which might have swung it towards Lima. Second round, Santos gets taken down and laid on for the majority of the round. And then third round, Lima gets the back with a triangle and then just holds him there, trying to get subs again, trying to get that rear naked choke. He got really close, and Santos just had really good hand wrestling to keep from getting subbed. The choke was in. It was in and it was tight, and he was still able to reach behind his head, grab the hands, and separate the choke from taking him out. So awesome win for Lima. Great fight, fun fight, except, laying on the ground, Dolgarian versus Moreau. I picked Dolgarian, submitting him in the first round, and he did get a sub, but he didn't get it till the third. And so he just wrestled Marat. He had him on the ground for 3 rounds until he got that sub into the third round. Really nothing else to say because he was just mauling Marat. Like, it wasn't even he was not on his level in there. And, sucks for Marat. But, hey, happy that Dolgarian got the win. And I guess we'll see more of him. It looks like an exciting fighter. So Rongju versus Chris Padilla. So Rongju and Padilla had a good first round, both landing really good shots. I thought Rongju took the first round, but it was pretty even. But then in the second round, Padilla lands a nasty elbow right on the eye, and immediately it just swells up like a golf ball. And after that, ref had to stop it, called in a doctor, and the doctor said no more. So win for Padilla there due to injury. But if you haven't seen it, definitely go and check it out. Like that was a nasty looking eye, just ugh, rough. Trevor Peak versus Yanal Ashmuz. Man, great way to start like the main card. Trevor Peak is just so fun. He would win the exchanges, and he started off landing with some really good kicks to the legs, and he would land both kicks and shots to the body. And after taking a few, Ashmuz would try to go for a takedown and just hold him up for the cage for the rest of the round. And I thought Peak landed the better damage, but unfortunately, damage only wins fights for fighters not from a certain demographic, of course. I thought Peak got robbed personally. I thought he won. I thought he landed the better damaging shots, and then he would just get held for 2 minutes against the cage. No, not really many takedowns. Definitely no sub attempts, and I don't think. Ashmuz didn't really try to do anything. He landed a couple pitter patter shots, but nothing that I think could negate the damage that Peak was landing through the round. And it might be coped, but I thought Peak took that, and I thought he got robbed. What are you going to do though? Matt Schnell, Cody Durden. I picked Schnell to win because of the clean striking, and they both came out swinging and banging. Like they were landing shots on each other hard. They were hitting each other with right hands, left hands, fighting in the pocket, like stumbling each other. Both of them cuts to the face after the first round. And then going into the second round, Schnell shoots a takedown, gets caught immediately in a sub, and it's tight, it's locked in, and he has to tap. Super unfortunate. It's just what happens. And unfortunately, he chose to retire after this, which, power to him. I hope he has a good career with and success with whatever he does afterwards. Kyle Nelson versus Steve Garcia. Nelson was able to get Garcia to the ground, had him in a body triangle, had his back, and was just going for sub attempts. And I thought it was just going to be a round on the ground that either led to a submission or we went to the second round. But Garcia made the right moves to keep that triangle from staying in, moved his hips the correct way, got him back to heel hooks. And then after getting out of a compromising position and almost an armbar, he hurt Kyle Nelson with elbows to the ground. Landed some more, a couple to the back of the head, which were a bit risky, but after that one didn't immediately put Nelson out. But then after a few more shots, then some more ground and pound, and the ref had to step in and stop the fight. Unfortunate for Nelson. Great win for Garcia. I'm sure you've heard, if you're a fan of UFC, you've heard of MMA Guru. I guess he's right. You cannot pick Canadians to win the fight. Unfortunate. Move on. Andrade versus Natalia Silva. Silva did well the first round, keeping Andrade in the distance. She landed good jabs, good kicks to the leg and the body, and then even landing like a nice side kick too. And that was the way the fight went. It was Andrade chasing, Silva picking apart with jabs, kicks, side kicks, moving out of the way. Her pivots were on point. She did really good work. Even when Andrade was like landing better shots and stuff as the rounds went on, she was still keeping composed, keeping the pivot, landing her shots hard, stumbling Andrade. And then that was just the round. That was just the way the fight went. That was the theme of the fight, was Silva being too fast, striking too clean, and then her kicks getting her the distance when Andrade was trying to close in. She wasn't able to land. I don't think she was able to land any takedowns. And that's just how it was. And then like the third round, Silva was just on point, just really, really great. Her side kicks awesome, strikes awesome. She had an answer for everything that Andrade tried to throw at her. So great win for Natalia Silva. Looking forward to seeing her fight again. Awesome. And then Gilbert Burns versus Sean Brady. Brady did great the first round. He was kind of striking a lot, and Burns doesn't have like the best striking defense right now. I don't know why. Very strange. And he was definitely the stronger man in the clinch. As the rounds went on, Burns was getting a little bit more aggressive, especially with his wrestling or as his clinch game a bit. He was starting to throw some more. Wasn't as successful as Brady was. Brady started losing the clinch battles towards the end, and then kind of in the end of the rounds, Burns was even taking him down. But dude, Brady was so strong. He was so strong in that fight. He was landing the better strikes. He was chewing up Burns' legs with leg kicks. And I think I scored it 4 rounds to 1. Brady, um, he was just too strong, too good. Um, and it's unfortunate because I love Burns, and I think uh, I think this kind of seals the deal for him. Maybe being a contender for the belt. I don't know. I always love to watch him fight, but he is up there in age, and I just think the guys coming in are all younger. They're all going to be stronger. They're all going to have the wrestling skills to avoid what Burns can throw at them. So, unfortunate, great fight. Um, you know, props to Brady. He did exactly what he should have done. Came out there, struck a bit, and then got Burns in the clinch. Was landing some nice knees in the clinch. Wasn't letting Burns work on the ground. Burns did a good job defending takedowns for most of the fight, but as the fight went on, it's getting harder. He's getting tired. Um, just how it is. So props to Sean Brady. Awesome fight. Great card for tonight. And yeah, props to all the fighters. I did terrible in picks. But hey, hopefully we just get better. All right. This is for fun. I'm not doing this for anything. So I'll see you guys in the next fight, and y'all have a good one.